Back to our channel. Today we are going to discuss about the soul of food chapter. First we are going to discuss today about the superficial and deep fascia of the soul. So in this video we are going to start with superficial fascia of the soul. So first the introduction is actually soul has total 4 layers. So between the first and second layer you will have the neurovascular bundles. So if you remove this soul skin, and if you see, you will have 4 layers of muscle. So between the first layer and second layer you will have the neurovascular bundles, and between the third layer and fourth layer you will have flexor digitorum longus. Along with the flexor digitorum longus you will have the flexor digitorum brevis, which is flexor digitorum accessories, which is supporting this flexor digitorum longus to mainly straighten the soul especially. So, and remember that in the soul you have only one plantar arch, and the tendons and muscles of the soul maintain the arches of the foot. So now coming to the layers of the skin. So first you'll have layers of the soul. First you'll have the skin. If you remove the skin you'll have the superficial fascia. After the superficial fascia you'll have the deep fascia. After that you'll have different muscles, and after that you'll have vessels, and next comes the nerves. So this is the order of the soul. First skin, after you remove skin, superficial fascia, after that deep fascia, after that different 4 layers of muscle, after muscles vessels, after vessels nerves. So all these are the homologous part along with the hand. And actually these arches of foot serve as elastic spring for efficient walking, running, jumping, and also to support the body weight. So many functions of this arches. So mainly the skin, if you see the skin of the soul, it's same like a palm, and it's like thick especially for protection, and it's firmly adherent to underlying plantar aponeurosis, right? Actually plantar aponeurosis is the deep fascia. We'll also discuss in that in another video. And it is creased means it is having some lines. For example, if you see in my hand, these are called as creases. These lines are called as creases. So even the sole is creased. If you observe your sole now, you can understand. Okay. And of course it is mainly useful for efficiency of grip on the ground. So these are the main functions. So let us understand what are the three cutaneous nerve. Mainly the skin is supplied by three cutaneous nerve, as you can see in this diagram: the medial calcaneus branch of tibial nerve, the lateral plantar nerve, and the medial plantar nerve. So let us discuss about this. The first one is the medial calcaneal branches of tibial nerve, which is a branch of tibial nerve to the posterior and medial portions. So the posterior and medial portion of the sole of skin is supplied by medial calcaneal branch of tibial nerve, which is a cutaneous nerve. And next coming to the lateral uh, branches from medial plantar nerve to larger anterior medial part, including medial 3.5 digits. So we see the medial 3.5 digits. It's supplied by the medial plantar nerve. Okay. So next coming to branches from lateral plantar nerve to smaller anterior lateral portion, including lateral 1.5 digit, is supplied by the lateral plantar nerve. Actually all these three nerves are derived from the spinal nerves L4, L5 and S1. So the segmental distribution about this, that is the dermatomes. About the dermatomes we will discuss in the next diagram. Okay, so which is electing the plantar reflex area supplied by segment S1. So this is about the cutaneous nerves. Next, now we were going to start the superficial fascia. So if you see the dermatomes, the posterior part and the lateral part is supplied especially to this little toe. It is supplied by S1, and L5 is supplying this middle 3, and L4 is supplying to a great toe. So these are the segmental branches, or you can say the dermatomes on the sole. So before we have discussed the cutaneous nerves, now we are discussing about the dermatomes. So now we will understand the superficial fascia by this diagram only. Mainly the superficial fascia is fibrous and it connects with the deep fascia. The deep fascia is nothing but the plantar aponeurosis. About that we'll discuss in another video, which is a deep fascia. So mainly this fibrous tissue divide the subcutaneous fat into small tight compartments which serve as water cushions, and they also reinforce the spring effect of arches of foot, especially during walking, running, jumping. And this fascia is very thick and dense, especially over weight bearing points, especially here. So it contains cutaneous nerves and vessels, and its thickened bands of superficial fascia stretch across the roots of toes, forming the superficial transverse metatarsal ligaments. Actually, you'll have the superficial transverse metatarsal ligaments. You can see that in this diagram. So these are the superficial transverse metatarsal ligaments which connect in turn this toes in between that plantar aponeurosis. So we will discuss about the deep fascia in another video. So this is the superficial fascia of sole of foot.